Televidente Bombinino tradizione timeout. Ahora en timeout, vamos a un gran honor junto con nosotros. FIFA talent coach, señor Chris BEARDSEY, o que nos vai conversar hoje em timeout. Agora nós vamos em timeout cortico, assim que nós vamos back, nós estamos conversando com Chris BEARDSEY. Televidente, danke por quedando conosco. Nós estamos com o senhor Chris BEARDSEY, FIFA talent coach. Chris, good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Hey, just tell us, what is the role of, what is the composition of a FIFA talent coach? What does he do?
I think the role of a FIFA talent coach is to work with the MA on their long-term strategic plan, specifically within the technical department and the youth development department of the elite players within the country, to maximise the potential of the players for long-term success at senior level in the future.
You are staying for 1 year in Aruba right now?
Yeah, I've been in Aruba for a year, working within the MA. I've got another year left on my current contract. We've made progress definitely within the year. Adjusted some aspects. Tried to create a high performance environment for the young elite players to work within, but also look at what we can do in the short, mid, and long term to promote football at all levels on the island.
If we're talking of a strategic plan, we are talking of a plan for more years. What did you recognize that can help the development for our soccer in the coming years?
I think there's 2 or 3 key aspects. Obviously, we understand that the infrastructure on the island needs to improve to have a high performing environment, and that's something that the MA is working towards in a sort of separate project to myself. But also, there's a lot of football played on the island, so the participation levels are high for an island of this size. So it's about maximising contact time with these elite players, educating them to be elite young athletes on and off the pitch. So sort of the support network and framework we can give them in terms of strength and conditioning, nutrition, social skills, sports psychologist. So it's a bit more of an holistic approach than just the pitch, but the pitch is key, and the contact time on the pitch in a best v best environment where the best players can train with each other a more regular rate hopefully they can compete against likewise opposition on a probably international scale.
Improving the infrastructure could be done rapidly. Did you make some improvements in that area already? Some moves?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that the MA did with the TDS funding was to put a strength and conditioning gym into the AVB Technical Centre, which is key for athletic development. And MAs of this size would probably not have that in-house facility. And I've already noticed, even within the last 9 months of working with the youngsters, how they've changed their mentality towards the physical development. Now they're a lot more accountable. They almost self-manage themselves, the older players, in terms of that. So that's just one aspect of what can be done in a short period of time, and also getting the players to understand the value of the physical, the nature of the game and the sport at elite level. These players that play at the top of the game in football are elite athletes, physically robust, and they're playing almost all year round.
Televidente, la sa time out cortico siniki. Ora si back si masku Chris Beardsley, coach di FIFA.
Welcome to Holland. Welcome to the country of the world's most famous cows. This is where your Frisian flag milk comes from. Taste our nature at its best. Frisian flag. Discover the goodness of milk from Holland.
Televidente, danke per estar con nosotros. Sono con el señor Chris Beardsley, que es FIFA talent coach aquí en Aruba. Mr. Beardsley, you're staying till next year, September. Is it a sufficient time for you to do your basic or your work you have to do here on the island?
Being part of a legacy project obviously means that the ultimate aim is to have a long-term impact. So the FIFA TDS project will be not just for this 2-year time frame. It will run for many years after this. It's just at present I'm signed to a 2-year cycle. The AVB as a federation can apply to extend that or bring another talent coach in to continue the work. Because this is this project is a real long-term thing to change the standards of football, and also to create pathways of players that at present probably will be 10 years off playing senior international football. So it's a longer-term strategy. FIFA are very invested in it. They understand the need for it. And they did a global research 4 years ago, and their findings were that players needed to be scouted, to be found. Talent ID needed to be done to a better level. The players needed more contact time in a high-performance environment, and then they also needed the ability to play games and actually play and contest through their development age groups. So FIFA understands that this project is not going to be a 1-2 year thing, that it's going to be a longer term. And that's how we approach it. We're approaching it understanding that we're putting building blocks and foundation blocks in place for a stronger international team in the future.
Wow. What did you find when you first came to the island? What you saw? Is it can we work towards a short-term development?
First thing that was a real highlight was the amount of football that's played. So from under fives up to the senior half class, there's lots of football played on the island. And the key thing is probably strengthening the development age groups. So from 12 years of age to 16 is actually where the biggest work needs to be done. I think that's where the players are they go from half a pitch to a big pitch, from U11 to U13. So straight away there's a physical need and a tactical understanding that needs to be greater at that age group, which means the coaches and the coach development, it needs to be of a higher level. We need to create players that can be adaptable, probably a little bit more tactically aware, and also play at the best possible or the highest possible level they can. So we don't need players who are good under 13 players playing just under 13. They need to be tested and play under 15. And that will help progress their development at the rate it needs to. And on an island like this, with quite a small population, that's key that the players get constantly tested and compete at the correct level. But overall, it was really refreshing to see the amount of football out there, the structure of the competitions, under 5, under 7, under 9, under 11, all the way through to under 20s. So we have a good structure, we have players playing, but it's about maximising them development years.
Are you satisfied with what has been done in this short period you're here? Are you satisfied with what you saw in the beginning of your involvement in the development of our soccer here on the island?
Yes, I think if you look at the region and you look at where Aruba, the AVB, sit within the region for an island of this size, it's well in front of many islands of this size. It's about now maximising the strengths of a small island, and keep pushing them high performance environment habits. I'm more than satisfied with what we've achieved in the year. I also think there's been a lot of learnings and things that we've learned from that we can now move, change, going forward to strengthen everything. I have a strong relationship with the clubs and the people that sit at board level of the clubs and the coaches. They've been very open to two-way communication, explaining what they think the strengths and weaknesses are, what they believe is needed. And I think moving forward, that's key. AVB and the clubs have to work, especially at youth level, really closely, because there isn't the scope and there isn't the depth of players not to. The players are technically the club's players who represent the AVB academy and competition national team level. So the plan has to be aligned, and they have to do what's right for the players as well. We have to do what's right for the individuals, their young children. Not all of them are going to be not all of them are going to be. So we need to look after them as people first and foremost, on a personal, academic, and football level.
Okay, great. Televidente, você me pode escuchar. Tem desarrollo. I'll tell it in English for you so you can understand. There's certain development in our soccer on the island. Hopefully we can get to the point we all want to see soccer going, because there is a structural way of working right now in our soccer world. And I think that is the best that we can do. Working with people like you, Chris, I think we should get someday, not far away from today, but not tomorrow also, to where we want to reach and where we can reach with our possibilities. Televidente, ahora en timeout, Chris Beardsley, a FIFA talent coach, que está na Aruba no momento aqui, dando sua opinião, maneira que está no momento aqui para o desenvolvimento de futebol. Thank you, Chris.